Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name's Dutch.
My name is Jules.
Dylan.
And welcome to yet another episode of our Ultimate Spirits competition. Our quest to review all the sipping spirits on the face of the planet and subject them to our crazy hard 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, we're going up to Coy Hill, guys. Jack Daniel's Coy Hill.
Jackety Jack.
Let's take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that bottle. Look at that. Look how dark this is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And that's partly because it is 142 proof, 71.3% alcohol hazmat level. This is a special...
This is a
Not
Dylan
as,
release.
Well, not as high as the other one, which was 148, I think.
Yeah, so this is bottle number CHHP04716, as you can see right there. On the front, I told you guys the proof, and then down there it also shows you which barrel house this is from. This is from number 8. And this is aged, it says aged up in the buzzard's roost of our barrel houses on Coy Hill and bottled uncut at higher proofs. This is a bottle that, I know when it was announced, Dylan got so excited. And since the day it was announced to basically today, he has been messaging us about it nonstop.
Yeah, in fact, I actually messaged Jack Daniels, and I said...
Did you write a strongly worded
You said, Dear Jack,
Yeah, I said...
please send me your whiskey. Dylan.
No. I said JD. Hey, JD.
Oh, God.
I really need to try it. Because, again, I'm in that pursuit of... I'm part of that...
Academic pursuit.
Yeah, it's the academic pursuit. I'm pretty far, I think, in my bourbon, Tennessee whiskey, Scotch,
Jet
liquor
fuel.
journey. Yeah, jet fuel journey. I'm looking for the next fix. I'm min-maxing at this point. I want to learn as much as possible about what could potentially happen at higher proofs.
See how many episodes in a row Dylan says min-max.
So this, basically fit that profile, and I needed to try it. So I'm really curious. What you guys think about it?
Any other informations?
Yeah,
Or we covered all?
So I do also want to share an anecdote. It was very, very difficult to get this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, in fact,
Way too
I
hard.
even went looking.
it almost made me quit this whole thing. It was so irritating, so annoying. I don't want to get into
You did call me crying.
yeah, I didn't want to get into the personal
He was
details,
so
but let me just say I had to drive 2.5 hours each way to go pick this up, and it was irritating.
That's basically to Vegas.
This is a 9-year-old age stated.
Yeah.
Barrel entry in 2012 August, bottled in September 2021.
Right. That's why this is an interesting release because
You got a lot of info on it.
right. So this is from
H-Stand.
Coy Hill. This is the highest I think rolling hill and Jack Daniel Distillery property. They just wanted to. This is my release. This is a release for me, right?
Yeah.
I want to say.
And for all the posers that pretend they like hyper.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We started this a while back, a long time ago, and I mean, I've been a fan, and so I secretly, well, it wasn't secret because nobody cared at that time. I hoard Jack, what's it called, Stag Jr. and George C. Stagg and all that stuff because it was readily available because nobody wanted high proof. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of years, everybody's getting high proof, and I'm just but I always wonder, do you actually like high proof? Do you really drink high proof neat? Or do you just water it down to 40? In which case, why go for that? Just get the 40. You're wasting a lot of money and time.
Means 40.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like this is I think there's I know a lot of people I guess look for this. I always wonder, do they really
want to drink it?
Yeah, do they really want to drink it? Do they actually drink it every day? I do love high
guys,
proof.
I'm afraid if we let Dylan keep talking, this is all going to
that's
evaporate.
true.
So we should probably drink it and score it back in a jiffy. This looks like Coca-Cola. Holy cannoli. I could smell it. Could definitely smell it. Jet fuel.
Again, it's weird. I have this weird affinity for the smell of burning jet fuel. Early in my life, I lived in like the inner cities, and there's lots of exhaust and lots of pollution, and I think it's that. I think that smell just kind of. I think about the old days.
No comment. There's your comment.
I concur. Price point on this $65, right?
No.
75?
So I think retail's $70 or so, $75 or so. Okay. I got it on sale for $69.95.
Excellent. Well, we've had some time to taste. I think we've all coughed a little bit, except for Dylan. And we're going to reveal our initial scores. We're then going to discuss it. And of course, our scores can change when we discuss it. But before we get to that, and before Jules even tells you guys about our scoring system, I'm going to tell you guys about Curiosity Private, which is our membership program here on YouTube and also over on Patreon. And for those people that are members of Curiosity Private, we're going to do a head-to-head taste-off between Coy Hill and a randomly selected bottle of Jack Daniel's single barrel proof to see which one's better. Again, that's only available for members. You can consider joining here on YouTube or, like we said, over on Patreon, link in description. Now, Jules will tell you about our scoring system.
Which we give 100 points across 10 categories that include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. However, flavor we weigh at 20 points and aesthetics value at 5 points each. And you can medal in our competition. We score 16 above. You go from bronze, silver to gold to diamond.
That was excellent. Well done.
Stumbled up.
My initial score for the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. And I want to talk about this because I could go up in some categories. 83.
86.
83.
Wow. I was actually not expecting that.
Me
and
too.
I was definitely not expecting him to be higher than I was.
Right. No, so we got to talk about it.
I got to talk about this, yeah. So let's start with aroma. Huge aroma, 9.
I give it 9.
In my face.
I give it an 8.
It was just
There was a lot that was happening.
There was a lot of ethanol.
Yeah, I was getting the ethanol hit. And that's
Ethanol's
the
the
only
one
reason.
point.
Yep.
Ethanol's the 1 point, but I mean, everything else, there was...
Because it was really strong, and I couldn't tease out other stuff, after a while.
Effervescent.
Yeah, it was like drinking
But that's it.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it was.
Excellent, though. Let's move on to flavor. Incredible, 19 for me.
18.
18.
Oh, man, I was getting stewed apple jam. It wasn't stewed apples. It was you took the apple jam and then you stewed it further. So rich. There's an element of cherry in there.
Yeah,
the
cherry for sure.
The fruits were just so deep and so rich, and the sugars were so rich and so deep. The spices were interwoven in there. There was just so much going on the palate for me.
So where it lacked for me was actually on the spices end, because I was getting a lot of the richness on the fruit component, a lot of richness on the
proof.
Makes
it difficult. I agree.
Right, and I just wasn't even getting like elements of like the spice, like the cinnamon kind of thing, and it just wasn't happening. It was just, and I don't know if maybe the proof was just wiping me out, but still decent score.
Yeah, I mean the proof makes it very tricky because it's hard to kind of in your mind's eye try to push some of the very bold flavors out of the way so that you can analyze the other stuff. The reason why I didn't give it a 19 or a 20 is because I think it's missing a core profile that I see in honey barrels. And for folks who love bourbon, you hear that term a lot, honey barrel. And honey barrel is like if you take all the barrels that are available for that year, that's been aged in a certain amount, and you taste all of these. Certain barrels have this like unique flavor. It's like almost getting a dropper of honey, and it starts out with that honey flavor as you are presented the liquor. You don't get that. You get a lot of the fruit. It's integrated into it. The sweetness is integrated into it. But I think a lot of that is the molasses rather than the honey. So because of that, I didn't give it a perfect.
Just because it's molasses instead of honey doesn't mean it's not bad on the flavors. I mean, I just think you don't have that honey hit, but...
It was just weak on spice for me.
Yeah, they're right there. It doesn't have the honey hit, so that's why it's not.
But it has a big molasses hit.
Yeah, it's a molasses hit, but it's missing that honey barrel flavor.
I guess you got to check that box for Dylan to give it a 19.
Well, so I want to take this opportunity. Hey, Jack Daniels, I was not able to get the 148. If you want to
send us a bottle.
48, maybe.
We won't review it.
We won't review it.
I mean, we can't review it, but
we'll taste it.
I'll
We'll do a video.
I'll tell you if there's a honey barrel component.
All right, guys. Moving on to body. I actually originally had a 7, but on a retaste, I did bump it up to an 8.
Yeah, ended up at an 8 as well.
I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9.
I see where you're coming
I like
from.
it.
The proof dried it out a little bit.
It dries it.
And it was hard for me to really tell because my mouth got a little numb. Mm-hmm. But when I went back to it, when my palate had kind of acclimated to the proof, second sip, it got better.
Yeah, I set aside the proof and basically just kind of looked at the core offering, and it was just like, it's like a bomb of flavor just dropping into my tongue. And so I thought it was great.
Okay, next category, complexity. This one suffered a little bit for me, 7.
8.
8. I give it.
Part of my problem was the ethanol. It kind of,
It's a low
I couldn't tell everything. I got the fruits, the things, everything I described on the palate. I have a really hard time with this category because of the proof. Yeah. I think.
For me though, after multiple sips, that's when I was able to like distinguish after you get like the ethanol hit, like and then like, oh, here are these other flavors presenting forward, and it's like, whoa, like I totally get it. If anything, too, again, the weakness for me was just on the spice realm side, but everything else was nice. Floral was coming through, the sweetness, the fruit. So
yeah, so
not compote jammy though.
It was a bit skewed towards fruit for me though.
I wanted to wait until this category to mention this, and this is a part of the reason why the flavor is not 19 or 20. This is raw. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like if somebody just kind of presented to you and threw out raw flavors for you to analyze and piece it together yourself. Yeah. It's like, they're not presenting to you a it's not like a finished house, okay? They just basically deliver the lumber and you're kind of experiencing that lumber. And if you are so inclined, you can kind of manipulate this dram to give you that experience and build that house. But this is not like some of these other offerings where like, oh my God, here it is. This is presented to you right away.
The reason for me that it was a 7 was it was mostly fruit. I got a lot of fruit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And the depth there was really good, but as far as complexity, like I don't know, man. Like it was layers of apple.
But it's raw, so it's hard to
I wouldn't describe it.
I wouldn't describe it as raw.
I really wouldn't. It was jammy for me and rich, but it was just fruit, and I wasn't even really able to pick up much nuance. Like it's weird to square how high of a score I gave it on flavor with not such a good score on complexity, but in my head, it's because it skews so much towards that fruit. And next category is balance, which I think also kind of plays into this. I do think it was pretty well balanced because nothing really overpowered anything, but I did still get mostly fruit. I ended up at an 8.
Same, 8.
Same argument, I get it a 7.
Oh.
I think you and I basically are just saying the same thing, but you're applying it to complexity
over balance. Yeah.
I feel like that's where it suffered a little bit because, again, like I want the complexity to be presented to me. Like I want to be able to and figure it out, right away, and that's very difficult. And I think part of that is because the balance was not good. It was just. I mean, it's good, but it's really skewed toward like, okay, I'm going to get you the molasses. I'm going to get you the fruit.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But
for me, I basically just thought that the complexity was masked by the proof versus the flavors not being balanced well. I think the flavors were balanced fine. I just think it was so hard to pick them up because of the proof almost.
Yeah, no, you convinced me to drop it down. I'll go to 7.
Balance?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, moving on to finish. Despite the fact I got a nice cherry hit, I ended up at a 7. A lot of proof coming through on the finish.
I really enjoyed this finish. I give it a 9.
I give it an 8. Split the difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got vanilla and cherry.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny because on the finish, I was getting more flavors coming through.
There is stuff
which
there,
I really appreciated.
I would have been higher, but I got a numbing. a bit on the finish.
Yeah, there is some of the numbing too, but no, I mean, what the other flavors that broke through, because I was getting a lot of that vanilla kind of sweetness, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really like
Inconsistent for me.
I like that vanilla.
If
If it was more consistent, I probably would have been up with you guys.
Yeah,
But
I get that too.
moving on to uniqueness, this was an easy 10.
Same.
Top of the park.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Like,
I mean, come on.
Why are you struggling with that?
142
Yeah, that would
proof,
be the easiest
and
for
it's
you.
still this drinkable.
Yeah.
And this easy to pick out flavors. I mean, I describe those as problems, but it's still at this proof
Very
you
good
don't expect
presentation
this.
of it. Yeah. No, certainly not.
Yeah, it is definitely unique.
You seem like you're struggling with it. Though.
Well, here's why.
It's not perfect still.
It was so difficult to get, and it's so irritating. The whole
It is, but you gotta keep that into
situation.
value.
But that's value.
stinks.
Availability.
It stinks.
It does.
And like,
it sucks.
and the secondary market prices are insane, and these are, and it's not.
But as
not
a
even
presentation, it is drinkability.
Yeah.
You cannot fault it for that.
Yeah, so
That's-
I mean, I
that
give
stuff
it a
is
10.
not the fault
I know,
of Jack Daniels.
I gave it a 10. Yeah, I give it a 10.
Okay, guys, drinkability. The only thing hindering this is it's just the proof. It's an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8 as well.
I love the proof. It's a 9.
It's really drinkable for that proof point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, for that
it
proof
really
point,
is.
yeah,
the
it's
fact
like-
that it gets an 8 and it's 143, whatever, 442 proof,
Right.
incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
It does drink below proof. No
Yeah,
question.
I mean, and the ethanol definitely. That's why you can't give it a 10.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could sip this all day.
All right, guys. Aesthetics. I do like this presentation from Jack Daniels. 4.
I give it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All they do is change the color.
Yeah.
It's enough for me.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I do like it.
Color scheme.
I mean, look, like here's the single barrel. It's just this is better to me. It's gold.
But look at that
I
red.
know, exactly.
If we would score single barrels,
Whatever it is. I don't
Really?
know. This
All right.
stands out more, dude.
all right, guys. Value. Price is great at MSRP. Secondary is out of control. Availability is. I tried to get this. I couldn't see it anywhere. 3.
Yeah, I struggle with this one. So I tried to get a 2. I ended up at a 4 right now, but I did go to 3. Or I had a 3 written down originally, and then I went up to a 4. Mostly because if you can get this at MSRP, eventually you did find it. And I don't know. So yeah, I'm teetering between 3 and 4 right now, but right now low 4.
I gave it a 0. I gave it a 0 because I'm mad.
Availability.
Yeah. Like, Straight Talk with Dylan.
Dang. I hear you though. I hear you. Okay.
No way.
I'm gonna go down to a 0. Minus 3 points.
I'll give it a 1. I'll give it a 1.
I was livid. Like, how difficult
But the
it was
thing is,
to
I
get
feel
this.
bad because it's the market. It's not.
No.
Yeah, it's the market,
Like, yeah,
dude. You did find it.
You did find it.
Yeah, I
at
know. I mean,
MSRP.
That's actually what gave it to. Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm gonna do a 1. It's a 1. It's a 1 for me.
You did.
you know,
find
I was very conflicted about this because and the reason, and I wanted Dutch to compare this with the single barrel select because that's barrel proof because that's more readily it's readily available. Right?
Yeah. Good call.
And the intent of this show is to share in our love of these whiskeys. You can't share this because this is not available, and therefore the utility of this review
I agree.
is extremely
That's
low.
fair point.
And I kind of said, I will admit, I really wanted to score this like a 50. Because I was so
that.
upset. Yeah, it's just like this is garbage because I can't get it. People are charging $1,000 for this bottle. This bottle is worth its MSRP. Okay, it's definitely worth MSRP. It's not worth $1,000, folks. And you know what? This is not for the casual drinker. You have to be pretty far along in your bourbon journey to even contemplate
Trying
to go after this and then try it anyway. Because like if you're not at that point, you're not gonna like this. You're gonna drink this and go like, oh my god, this is like high proof. No way I'm gonna drink this. I actually had somebody who they don't drink whiskeys on the regular. They try this and
They're like, what the heck is this?
yeah. So,
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to our final.
We did just do value, right?
Guys, we can't enter this. This is a single barrel.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
We can't enter this into the Ultimate Spirits competition. Because
What?
you're talking about this not being useful for the consumer. We don't allow single barrels in the Ultimate Spirits competition. How did we just realize right now?
What?
Well, this episode was
Cut.
shot. Disqualified.
Disqualified.
I think Dylan would have disqualified this anyway because of how hard it was to get.
Seriously.
But now it's officially disqualified from the Ultimate Spirits competition because it doesn't matter what we would score. The one you would get would probably be different anyway.
Yeah, our scores don't matter. Our
We
scores
did
don't
not
matter.
do our research.
I can't believe we got this far into this episode before realizing that.
Well, I knew it
Why didn't you say anything?
because I just wanted to see what it
Like,
was
the
like.
devil over here.
No, I wanted to know
Let's go.
because when I tried this at home, I tried it and I said, okay, I get it, I understand, I love it because I learned something from it, right? But then I just kind of thought, okay, if I said that this was the best thing in the world,
Who cares? Nobody else can get it.
yeah,
they may not experience it as we just experienced
They're gonna look at this as like, oh my god, like it sucks because I can't get it and blah 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 blah, and I'm thinking. That's the thing that I get annoyed about, and that's why I feel like our member comparison
Be good.
I think that's where the utility is going to be.
All right,
so,
well, let's get to that. Jules, take us out of this train wreck of an episode.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or
can
a
we
thumbs
like
down.
black all our
Give us
our
a thumbs
numbers and
down
stuff?
because we clearly did not do our research on this. This is not a proper entry into the Ultimate Spirits competition. But anyway, if you want to help our channel out, because
be any more
obviously we
obvious?
need a lot more help, please consider joining Curiosity Private, which is the membership program on YouTube. We are also on Patreon. It's another great way to help us out. And we are selling t-shirts. We got 2 t-shirt shops. You can get that kind of t-shirt. Not that one. Links in the description. We have podcasts on all the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
Let me just say, I'm not stupid. The reason why I wanted to do this
Would
was
you have
because,
told us at the end?
Yeah, because you know why? Because I wanted to do the member video. Because I know you guys,
do it.
I know you guys don't do the members video for if you don't enter it into the Ultimate Spirits competition. I felt like
owed it.
the utility is in the comparison because
Let's do it then.
yeah, I really think
We're gonna do it.
man, this is a painful release, man. This is a really painful release.